Ik ben hier met Abigail en Georgia van de Last Dinner Party. Ik zag ze net nog lekker zwemmen hier achter in het meer. Ze waren een boekje aan het lezen, maar ze staan zo meteen ook op Down the Rabbit Hole op de Hotot, het grootste podium. So let's talk a little bit about your connection you have with the fans, because you really get into the people that come and watch your shows. What is that like for you?
It feels really cathartic because especially when we do headline shows and festivals, it's mainly, we notice young women at the front, and to get to scream together, it feels very, it feels very bonding and cathartic, and in that moment it's not about the performance or about the separation between us and them. It's about kind of being two people or four, however many people are screaming in that moment, and it feels very cathartic.
And then that fan base also translates itself to an online presence. They're very active online.
Yeah. We have a Discord where our fans are, and we sometimes will sneak on there and look at the art that they've drawn and see that they've made friends and kind of had a community there, and that's really special.
I always feel like the Last Dinner Party has a lure, like a story that people want to follow. Do you ever read something like you have never intended? May you think about what you're doing there?
We have a song called Beautiful Boy, which I wrote about being envious of a male friend that I had, because I thought, oh gosh, he would talk to me about, hitchhiking through Spain and sort of doing all these things that I think is a different freedom that men have when you're not so worried about your safety that you are as a woman, and that was kind of what that song was about. And then I've had trans men come to me and say that, oh, this song really meant a lot to me during my transition and things like that, and that's so, I didn't write it from that perspective, but then it's meant that to someone, and so for them that's the truth of that song, and that's really humbling and beautiful, and that's something that I didn't expect, but is very, very beautiful.
Let's talk a little bit about Big Dog, because that's the single that just came out.
That's right. Yeah.
It was a fan favorite for a while.
Yeah.
For a little while.
Mm-hmm.
What made you realize now is the time to give it to them?
Yeah, because it's been a part of the show for years, and it's evolved many times. It sounded different basically every time we played it, until we sort of settled on a version that we were really happy with. And when we were writing the second record, we were looking at all the songs and we were playing them all, and we realized that we didn't feel like Big Dog really fit into that story, into the collection of songs. And then so we recorded it anyway. We went into the studio recently and recorded it, and then it just felt like now is the time.
How does it feel to perform that song, knowing it's such a fan favorite?
I think it's nice to be able to do fan service in that way for people that know it, and sometimes it's hard to perform because it is really emotional, and there's been times where I've not wanted to perform it at shows because I've felt too emotional or too overwhelmed by it, so sometimes we don't do it, but then when we do it and it feels really good, and you feel really, because the words and lyrics, they hold a lot of power, they hold a lot of real kind of intention and emotive kind of magic, and I think that it's not something to take lightly, so sometimes you have to really think about what you're saying, whether you feel like embodying that idea for a show.
I'm gonna watch you from afar, enjoying the fans and you together. I hope you reunite in such a beautiful way today. Yes. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Vel.
Oh, you girl!